Hey, can you spare a few minutes? It's something important I want to tell you. Let's warn you though, it's a little depressing. Seems there's something you want to talk about. You like to talk with him a while. Imagine after that, I was like, no. Thank you. I can only seem down. Final rank. I've been waiting. I finished my story and went to the shorts. Akinari wears a calm smile. As you know, I was having a lot of trouble with the enemy, but I finally figured it out. Since the alligator ate its friend, the bird, he cried and cried for a very long time. In fact, he was so sad that he drowned in his own tears. How is that even physically possible? His tears became a beautiful lake around which grew beautiful flowers and trees with delicious fruit. The other animals in the forest came to air off to relax. But none of them knew the alligator had created for that year was gone. The end. I guess you could have that as like a story background. Like, okay, see this lake? It was made from an alligator's tears. Not like the crocodile tears thing, but you know, literal tears. That's the ending I decided on. Even though the alligator did not find meaning in its life, the residents of the forest did. They just didn't realize it. Because the meaning of my life is not something I should worry about. It's really what others think of my life or what I was able to do for them. So, for me, or you, or anyone, you know, lives is something that we make but don't see. Yeah, it's like my mother would always say, you know, life's what you make it. Although I feel like, you know, in some ways, you know, there's not so much you can make of it. It's just like, some cases, it's just like, you get what you can get, I guess. It's like you can only influence things to a certain extent, you know. Some things in your life are just, you know, something you can't really do much about. And my god, am I only just now noticing just how long his neck is? It's like if you've heard the song Motorcycle Emptiness by the band Manic Street Preachers, the music video for that, the singer's neck looks like that. It's just like, it looks like a giraffe neck, man. That's what's making me think of. People can't survive help from others. It all depends on one another. I don't know if that makes sense, but you get what I'm saying. It's like, do you know what I'm saying? Yes, I get what you're saying. Butters in that one episode. Still don't get it. Yeah, I understand. I feel like it's technically impossible to really live 100% independently in the world, because you're always dependent on something, whether it be a person or if you're living off the land. You know, you're dependent on that land being fertile, you know? There's always, like, you gotta rely on something there. I'm glad. And sad. This is the notebook. I wrote my story. It's all I have to leave behind. I want you to have something, since you shared my last moments. So he picked up the book so they could hand it over. It contained one notebook. You know, it's exactly like the monk, really, isn't it? Where the whole social link is just us sat down in the same place each time, but now they stand up for the last rank. My body feels lighter. Thank you for everything. Come to see me, talking, even discussing the meaning of life. I can be glad that I was born. You can understand Akinari's happiness, kindness. The relationship is stronger now. Although he does seem happy despite the things. A serious voice rings in your head. That I and I am thou. Thou, the bond thou hast nurtured, hath finally matured. The innermost power of the sun, arcana, hath been set free. We bestow upon thee the ability to create Asura, the ultimate form of the sun arcana. That image on the arcana with the sun with that face is kind of weird looking. The dying young man's social link has reached its maximum level. You have mastered the dying young man's social link. The power to create personas of the sun arcana has reached its maximum. You have forged a bond that cannot be broken, even in death. The Sun social link is at its maximum level. You can now create Asura King, the Grand Deer. Why is its title like that? Shouldn't it be like Great Asura? I don't know how you factor King in there, because saying Asura King just makes it sound like, what, is that the full name for the person? No, it's Asura. Probably pronouncing that wrong. I have to go now. Maybe, someday. Is it gonna be like that's, you know, that meme in Simpsons? I hope we meet again. That's some paranormal shit there. He was a ghost. We were talking to a ghost there. Akinari's gone. He gripped his notebook tightly and decided to head back to the door. It's like, you know, the shadow stuff there, that's all, you know, fair enough, but that was straight up paranormal. Arf arf. You sense the paranormal. Dogs do that, right? But yeah, Akinari, for his very last rank, he was basically already gone. Yet he was somehow able to pass over his notes to us. I wonder what he has to say about that. Dying young man who's found a reason for his existence. No mention at all of his, you know, somehow overcoming the fact that he was already deceased, so he could, you know, deliver his story to us and tell us that he's found meaning in life and all that, and that he's thankful for having met us in all that. Nobody who's revealed the truth of her return. We've only got the 2 social links left now, really. Thermometer has opened up too. Yeah, for whatever reason I thought that said the maternal test. Like, wait, why are you doing a test like that for? Say no, my Lord, but I must talk to everyone again. Every single day, opposite of myself in here. It's like when I, you know, was Let's Play in Rune Factory Ocean, you know? Is I have to greet everyone on the island at least once per day. It's a habit. But in real life, I don't do that. It's like, you know, that's the thing is like, you know, went to sing Fagans yesterday with my brother and my father. They're both the opposite, you know, they just, you know, randomly greet people walking by, you know. The classic Welsh, you know. So, like, you gotta greet someone passing by, but, you know, I have the social anxiety. I can't do that. Arf. So we got the day off tomorrow, but we got nothing to do tomorrow at the same time. How's that? Koromaru's frolicking. That seems to pick something up. Bomb blast. Glad to go back to the dorm. What will you do? Sleep. That's what I prefer to do. Today is coming of age day, there's no school, and there's nothing on the walkthrough, so is plot gonna happen today? No? Well, what the hell am I supposed to be doing today? It doesn't say anything on the board. It's like it's just blank. I'm most confused. It's like, what are we supposed to be doing then? Is this like the one free day of the entire walkthrough? It's like, yeah, do whatever you want on this day. Believe it or not believing because personally, myself, I would never believe it. I think of my friendship with Natsuki-chan. I have no reason to join it. Oh, it's only Natsuki, is it? It's like not the bond with everyone on the team. The bond of friendship. It sounds like a fairy tale, but I believe it is what all humans seek. I agree the most important thing is the connection two people share. And right, no one can survive alone. I'll just stay in my corner of no friends. Stare off like I'm in the Blair Witch. It was like, I used to talk to people and all that, but I just, eventually I feel more like a hermit when it comes to socializing, Don't really talk to people that much these days. Not that I ever did to begin with. About the cult, I wonder how many people truly believe in it. It seems much of the public is openly saying that the end of the world is coming. Yeah, even people I know. Let's not get interested with friends. Heard some people talking the other day too. They're saying that every day is so boring and the world wouldn't be so bad. Well, that's a real stupid line of thinking. Oh, well, this cult is kind of like shopping. It helps people fill the emptiness they feel inside. Yeah, just like, I feel like I could write like a villain speech. It's like, one idea I have for a story is like a character that has become so jaded and desensitized by things. So like, they get into, politics, they want to change the world for the better, but they keep facing opposition at every corner. They manage to like get some progress, but they're always held back by corruption and all that. And it's like, you can't please everyone and all that. Eventually they just kind of, just like, fuck it, and become a dictator. And the idea was like, they have like some kind of superpowers of sorts, but they never use it maliciously the whole time. They only use it to avoid like attempted assassinations and all that, because there are people that want them out of the picture because they're trying to, their plans, kind of go against the more corrupted side of things. And the point being is like how the speech where is just like, it's like, they're saying, to fill the emptiness of their lives. Like people don't want a leader, they want a parental figure, That's what they want. They want someone to reassure them that the problem can be solved and that I will be the one to do it. You don't need to worry. I've got this all covered. You don't want someone who will tell you the truth that it isn't that simple. I will tell you this simple fact and you will believe me. Because that's all you wanted. Someone who can confidently say they will do this. It doesn't matter if they don't do it. It's that they said they would. You don't want a leader. You just want a charismatic liar to tell you sweet little lies so that you think this person will be the solution to all your problems. You just want daddy to tell you it'll be fine, it'll be okay. When the truth is, life isn't so simple, you stupid fools. Life sucks. And then did I. Maybe not like speaks like that, but just the general kind of tone. Because it really does feel like that, A lot of people would, would prefer, just go through life with someone else, deal with stuff, It's just like, somebody else do this thinking stuff for me. I can't be bothered. Got enough on my plate, Believe not believe me, because it's the first decision you already. Cult's influence is spread across the city and even into our school. Everyone's talking about the fact the world's gonna end as if it's a fact. Man, why are people so weak? Not everyone can be like this. It feels like, Persona 4 wasn't like that. Persona 5 did have an element of that. Unlike robots, humans are all unique. Some people never give up, while others fit easily. I didn't say that, I guess, but you're a robot, but you're definitely different to, you know, other robots. It's like, you know, if the world were to, you know, collapse in, you know, apocalyptic scenario, you know, everyone would be going around like headless chickens, basically. There'd be like, some people would be in cults and stuff like that. You know, you'd have charismatic people taking advantage of the situation for personal gain. That's what cults are at the end of the day. They will promise you salvation, but what they really want is for you to suck it. In some cases, literally. So it's like, how many times have you heard that? It's like, oh, this cult, oh, you tell me the cult leader had all these people that had sex with him and all that? What a surprise! It's all about the power, isn't it? Who's the dumbass in charge of that cult? Here we are busting our asses and there you go and pull this crap. You can't just blame the cult. The cult exists only because there are people willing to believe in it. I guess that's true. Well, we have to do something. I mean, it doesn't excuse that someone's taking advantage of the situation. Charismatic lies. I can't remember if I put that as a lyric in one of my song vocal videos. That was like an idea for a song I wrote. And it ended up being the weakest part of the song because I couldn't figure out how to work the lyric into it. Because it's like, you know, you put up essentially someone who will tell you all these things, but really at the end of the day, they're just charismatic idiots that has no intention of doing that. And the lyric was, the mask falls and the jester is king. But it ended up being the weakest lyric in the song because I couldn't get it to work around. Arf. Today is coming of age day and there were parties planned in each area for those turning 20. However, due to Apathy syndrome, many of the parties had leading to more Apathy syndrome because everyone's like, I can't be bothered now. 16th and the 17th test. And you're still talking about that damn cult and there's nothing to do on this day because the walkthrough doesn't say anything. So I'm like, what am I supposed to be doing today? Can't hang out with anyone. So this is just a free day? I wonder if like any of the other socials would have been available to this, maybe would have been a chance that if you screwed up, you could still get it. But that would all require to be on this very day. This Monday, this coming of age day. So I guess in a way this would be your one time in the walkthrough where you could actually visit one of the restaurants in your own time, I guess. Did you see the news? Some folk broke into the hall where the university testing's held. Well, this is entering high school next month. I'm worried. One of my neighbor's sons went to that assembly hall. He said people there were screaming nicks or some angry looks on their faces. What happened to the apathy? It's like you're getting the wrong thing. Nicks is all about apathy, not anger, you fools. Get out of here with that shit. Seems to be the thing to do to all that cult thing now. But why isn't anyone trying to stop them from doing such a damn fool thing? When I get better at this, I'm gonna call my friend over to the arcade. It's very weird lately, the whole talk about how the end is nigh and stuff. But he's kick back and relax here in the arcade. It's like, but I got no money, man. I got no money. Spent it all on the cults. Probably they did, so that's maybe why his brain isn't there. It's like, I'll put myself into debt for the rest of my life. I know, how many times you get cases like that where, you know, someone's like, I predicted this, the end of the world on this date, and people generally end up buying into it, and, you know, sell a lot of shit, and then, like, date comes and goes, they're like, fuck. People who believe at the end have at least some end left. I mean, they have enough to know to believe in something, you know. I don't even that out, man. It's over. As to what all the papers and pennies mean, I just started spouting all that nonsense. It sounded like a lecture or something. Even the deliverance and on the end and all that, but I still can't follow what you're saying. Still spouting the same old bollocks, are we? These posters and paintings, all far from numerous for us, running our acts, we will change the flow of cash. The concept, you probably butchered wrong section, it probably wasn't even that word, it was a different word that the concept of salvation will be in greater harmony with the earth, dipping the scales of deliverance. The earth seeking salvation will become an empty vessel for the Sabbath of Hill. With the sperm of a new world. It's like if you weren't looking at the screen when you know, added that bit at the end. It's like, wait, did you really say that? No. That's some added flavor text. Sheesh, that lady's nuts. I don't get what she's doing. Oh, okay, I don't get what she's saying at all. Maybe she got brain damage. I'm a believer too, so I'm not really one to talk. Everyone's developing the Asura syndrome. There's a magazine profile on the founder of that cult, but I don't think it's worth all the attention. It's just a little club that those kids made up, right? I mean, you're a reporter, man. You gotta get to the bottom of this. What do you do if the world was going to end? I would just have fun, man. I mean, we're talking about lowering the curtain on all life. Imagine it saying the end in big letters and then outtakes from my life. Think about it that way, it sounds a lot more fun, right? Just an end screen. Imagine that at the end of life. It's like, if you saw that, you'd be like, well, goddamn, you tell me life really was a simulation sometime. And then you awaken and it's like, you tell me all that was just a simulation? Fuck. Those matters are getting even worse these days. They literally argue, fight, and people are starting to get hurt. And I'm the one who has to field all the complaints. It's getting on my nerves. You know what grinds my gears? All this shit. This looks like the reporter if she gave in to Asura syndrome right here. You know what? It actually looks like the outfit that, well, not really, but you know, the outfit I assume Coot's mother would be wearing, something like that, in Little Busters when she appears on the TV. It's like, you know, because now we're in the second part of this record session now, where the plot split. So, you know, recap, I did a drawing of Coot's mother, at least how I assume she looks based on descriptions from the novel. Because I did that because, you know, I saw a screenshot from what I assumed is the anime adaptation, and I assume it's supposed to be Coot's mother, and it looks nothing like what I expected. They didn't even get the hair color right, man. I'd say my drawing is more accurate than that. This is really awkward these days. I'm getting worried. She okay? She looks like this kind of thing happens to her every day. Because you keep repeating the same thing every day, man. That's great to talk about more stuff like this, but this is where people's bonds are tested. Times like this when the whole town is going crazy and there's no one around. And thankfully it's you. How about you? Do you have anyone that will stay with you? She's right next to him and is telling us this, and he's still so oblivious. He's such an idiot. Should be a visual novel protagonist. Town's been looking like garbage down there. I hear it's all those cult dudes' fault. Well, that confused shit. I mean, we do it too sometimes, but not this much. They must be out of their minds. They'd be sniffing the fumes. It's fine if they want to say those who believe in the same whatever shit. Bugs me, but at least I get what they're saying. That weird sign they leave all over the damn place doesn't make any sense. Beats me out. Shit. Yeah, in Japanese, you know, you have two stories. But that's more like saying, damn it. Shit. What do you like of added that at the end? Probably something like that, you know, where it's not like fully drawn out pronunciation. Or maybe you didn't say anything like that in the original Japanese at all. You can't switch, you know, between Japanese and English like a visual novel, you know, you can't do that on the spot. I don't like having a rank and following orders, so I didn't think I'd like a cult either. But there's this guy who really speaks to the people. Even respects whatever he says. Apart from him, we're all equals. So this cult isn't as strict as I thought it would be. I don't mind it so much. Why, from like this angle, did I think he looked a bit like what's his face? Was his name Odagiri? Was that one of his names? I forget. What social link was it? I probably, yeah, I've gone past it. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, Hiratoshi Odagiri. Such a hard name to remember. I thought it was him for some reason, though. He kind of looks a bit like him. Not really. If anything, he looks more like Keiji. Is his name Keiji or Kenji? I think it's Keiji. The other day, my teacher called on me in class. I just ignored him because I don't like him much. I thought he would get mad at me, but he did that like he did that at practice. But he just made a sad face. It's not my fault, it's his fault for being so boring. Don't those people who preach to always care about what people think of them? I wouldn't be able to do it. I'm not that kind of person. When you see those flyers, I heard a lot of people are buying into that stuff. Never underestimate the power of a piece of paper. I lost my family just in the paper. Life left me. Damn cabbie job wasn't paying enough for me to take care of that. Oh shit, man. So you get these little depressing little extra stories going on in the background now. People's lives completely falling apart. In this world there is not filth. There is one reason we require deliverance at this rate, even when the deliverance is at hand, the world is not completely. We must continue to prepare for that day. Heaven has charged us with preparing for deliverance. Because we are so delusional, we bump into our own bullshit. Our task is great and of vital importance. Do not disturb our work. What's up with your eyes? It makes it look like you got an eye patch, but I think it's just your eye glitching out. That guy right there is popular just because he's so into it. But he's so into it that we can't understand what he means. He smells his farts too much. So I know all about cats, and I told my dad about it. He said I did a great job, and he was impressed. He promised he was gonna convince my mom. Hope I can get this cat. He is a big ass cat, man. You gotta stare in his face. It's got Apri syndrome. Or would it be catrophy syndrome? Now when Dad says all that weird stuff to you, he's right there with my mom saying the end stuff. I don't want to go home. Then she goes home after all this is over, finds her parents, you know, dead. Not because of the end of the world, but because they became part of one of those kind of cults. Yeah, that would be a very dark one. Which one of these restaurants should we sample? We never, at any point in the game, get free time to do that. So what are our options? That's Hagakure, or wherever it's called. Do we actually get to go in there? Look on. And you're stacked to the ceiling, but you can't read any of it. It's illegal to read manga. That's the one where you gain stuff from. Oh no, that's how you do it. So what was the one up there then? Now I'm confused. Prodigy platter. Get smarter. We can't get any smarter than we already are. But why not? Sure. What's the interior look like? Oh, it's this one. He was at our strip mall Wakatsu restaurants. He ordered the Prodigy platter. All by myself. He feels smarter already. The academics has increased even though it's maxed out. Seriously, that is weird that there's one single day, where you can just do whatever. I wasn't expecting that to ever happen in this walkthrough.
Hello.
I was expecting every single day was gonna be like social after social, but no. Today's coming of age day. I don't want my life to end before I become an adult. Hey, let's go to TARDIS next. I don't want to see the world end. And I don't want to see TARDIS. We've been done so many times, man. There's only so many times I can see that copyright claim on TARDIS BNG4 or wherever. But yeah, it's like, I think even, I mean, who are these people who claim the copyright for every damn video upload these days? It's like a New Zealand, Australia thing. I'm like, I mean, where did that come from? Is it because of like the remake? So like, if they hear the track, even if it's from the original version, they recognize it like copyright claim. But the type of copyright claim where it's like, you know, not copyright strike, the owner of the property allows the video to be up and all that, and you might not be able to monetize the videos, which I've never done anyway, so. Ding, ding. Let's do the lamp dance. Yeah, one thing I find crazy as well is channel I watch from time to time is Zeta Plays. It's like the other day they uploaded, well, they didn't upload, I think it was a stream. I didn't catch the stream. They finally completed their quest of playing all the NES, Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis Mega Drive games. Although I'm not sure if it was all of them. Like, I'm not sure, there might be some obscure ones, but you never know. On some games you'd be like, you know, let's remove that one from the pack because it's just another sports game, or it's Mahjong, and yet he still would get Mahjong games as Vantab. But it is. He started the quest all the way back in 2008 or 2007, I forget which. It's like I started watching him back in 2009. And he's finally completed this quest after all these years. And I'm like, wow. And I've been doing videos for like a decade and a half as well. And it's like, good God. It's the first Let's Play channel, although it's kind of ironic to say that since his video is titled back in the day when he would only play a bit of a game, he would title it Let's Not Play. Or Let's Briefly Play as if later the game takes off. Or you know, you get the fun packs where it's like a bunch of games in one that he just played for a bit. Because he didn't play for like every single game. It's like some of them he just played for a few minutes or a few seconds in the worst case scenario. Such as one iconic one where he opened up a game and it glitched out and it just said 50-50 and it was kind of like all flashing and he's like 50-50, 50-50, CPU jam. It's like that was the most intense game of my life. Classic moments there. Wonder if they'll continue making all of these. Maybe the quest will now move on to like Nintendo 64 games or something like that. Who knows? But yeah, it's interesting. Because he's never really got like a big time YouTuber either. Like he's got like 10,000 subscribers over the years. Which, you know, is a lot more than me, but you know, that isn't really that hard to do. You know, they kind of feel like, you know, a bygone era of YouTube. It's like they're unique as well, because, you know, I mean, nobody else, you know, made a wheel that you spin to decide on what game to play that he calls the wheel of crap. I remember when it was like this weird kind of way, like wow, 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 where, you know, it'd have numbers on display instead of being a physical wheel. That's how long ago I was when I first came across it. And it was the channel, in fact, that, you know, was one of the main ones that inspired me to make videos in the first place. I was like, that sounds fun. In fact, that was how I got introduced to Clock Tower. I found this video on it quite amusing, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna play Clock Tower. And Clock Tower was the very first game I recorded. First one I uploaded on the channel was, you know, the visual novel canon. The first video I technically recorded was the second video I uploaded, which was the first part of my playthrough of Clock Tower on the Super Nintendo. And it's because I came across that channel that I came across that game in the first place. And that's been how many years now? I dread to think of how much time has passed. Can't think of it. I started in 2011. This game takes place in 2010. Think about that shit, man. A little over a year from now in game is when I started my channel and started making videos. And much like, I mean, I don't know. I think Zeta Plays might have, you know, monetized the videos later on. But yeah, they don't do the, you know, shit you expect a lot of YouTube channels to be like. It's like, I've got sponsors and, you know, I'm gonna be all about advertising stuff and all that, and, you know, merch and all that. It's, you know, part of the original kind of mentality where you just kind of do it for fun. It's not like you're making it into a job, although it could feel like that, you know, at times. Another one, you know, that's still uploading even now is Nintendo Freezer. Still uploading all these years later, which is surprising. I remember watching a bit of their playthrough of Mystery Dungeon that they, because they, like, I think it was a year or two ago, I can't remember. But I saw they were playing that for the first time. Apparently, they'd never played that game before. I was like, it's just like, you know, I see your videos in my subscriptions all the time, but I never actually watch the videos these days. So it's like, that's a game that I'm interested in seeing, you know, how he plays. So it's like, watching videos like, yep, same old Nintendo Caprice and all these years later. Nostalgic. You know, the pace I just went out there, like, made me think that's... Have you ever seen that video where it's like, I just wasted 10 seconds of your life? You know, it's a little ditty, a little song that's, you know, just that, basically. And it lasts 10 seconds. And you know what? That's good shit. You know what's not good shit? Because it just made me think of as well? YouTube ads. It's like they waste more than bloody 10 seconds there, how much? Even if it's skippable, it's at minimum taking up at least 5 to 6 seconds. So that's at least half of that, but no, usually what happens is you get a freaking ad, you skip it, and then there's another freaking ad, or it's an unskippable ad. That's the worst one. The worst ones so far, they're probably gonna get worse in the future, I imagine. Probably make it even longer. Used to be, you know, these ads will be like 10, 15 seconds long or something like that, and they're unskippable. And then the second ad plays, and that's where you get the point where you can skip after 5 or 6 seconds. But no, now they have up to 20 seconds. Soon, maybe 30. The ads. Cultish bullshit, a load of shit, dribble shit, arf, arf. Oh man, I gotta edit this shit as well after recording, so tedious. You know, it's because of the way I have to set up the record of the PS3. That's one of the main reasons I still haven't gone back to that SoundCloud freaking Let's Play. Because there's quite a few reasons now, you know, you got that. There's the fact that it was the last game that I recorded for my on the past, so you know, you got that added kind of thing there. So it's like more like fun to play because of like the memory of it all. And plus it's a pain in the ass to record. Plus I can't even remember how to bloody play the goddamn game properly. Trolls are gonna be a bitch. And I in the last section of the game on the hardest difficulty, and I was doing a pacifist run as well. So yeah, not great. Then you could also add in an additional reason. You know, without that Let's Play currently, it means I get at least 1 day off from uploading every 4 days. It's like, it goes like this. Persona 3, the day after that would be where the Silent Hill Let's Play comes into play, but because it's absent, that's my free day, because then after that, day after that one, Pokemon Violet, then Little Busters the next day, then back to Persona the next day, and then back to the free day. I get 1 single day every 4 days where I don't have to upload, because uploading is tedious. You know, it's tedious in a way that, you know, a lot of YouTubers don't have to deal with, because, you know, there's a lot of YouTubers that just copy and paste shit, just the same description for every single video, and it's just usually just here's my socials and all of that shit. Or, you know, they have it all set to, you know, upload. They already have it all uploaded and just ready to be, you know, set to public at a certain date or whatever. I don't do that. I upload it, and before I, you know, start uploading, I write out a video description summing up whatever happens in the video. It's tedious, man. I'm putting in the tags and all that, even though the tags mean nothing. They mean nothing at the end of the day, because I do the same anytime anyway, because it's a habit, and it's very tedious. So I like when I get a day off, so I'm like, I don't really want to get back to Silent Hill Let's Play. That means that I'll have an upload every day. Compare that to how it was when I started out. It was like freaking 4 uploads a single day, basically. Things change as you get older though. Just like I ain't got that energy anymore. I'm burnt out. It'd be a really stupid joke there, but okay. I feel burnt out, so let's play Burnout. Unexpected game. Friendship, yay, I'm got that. All comes down to that. That's a common trope, isn't it? The power of friendship. I mean, you know, it's kind of like you always get all these bonds they make in these games, and you're like, why couldn't real life be like that? You make friends that are like the bond is strong and not just, you know, okay, so, you know, just drift apart really easily and stuff like that. Or they end up being an asshole or something like that. You'll hear a conversation. Hey, even the late night comedy shows have been talking about at the end of the world. It's creepy. I mean, what kind of jokes are they making? Are you talking about that? By the way, I wanted to show you this magazine that hit stands. Magazine? Oh, don't tell me it's about cults. Well, just read it for yourself. You'll see how true it really is. It spells wrong. The cult is spreading like a virus, and someone wants to hang out with us. And it is the person we're going to be hanging out with. Huh? What's wrong? I hope I'm not disturbing. I was wondering if you're free after school. I'd like to spend some time together. It's not doing for me. You seem to have something to talk to you about. Maybe you should spend some time with us, dude. Like, we unlock Aigis' social info, still got Mitsuru's to complete. Oh, it's cold, I should have my skin plated. I'd shine as bright as the sun. You'll know that what plating is, right? It's a process to cover objects in a thin metallic layer. Tin plating is done by plating iron with tin, while corrugate with galvanized iron you plate iron with zinc. This all feels relevant to what I saw yesterday when I went to some flagons with my brother and father. Because, you know, they have this collection of houses where it's like you have different time period things, and you know, you got the different, you know, rooftops, you got all those tiles and stuff. Apparently my grandfather, you know, he used to do stuff like that. He was a bit of a jack of all trades. He didn't get everything, it seems. Gold medals, by the way, are created by plating silver with gold. So technically Olympic athletes don't win gold medals. Gold ain't cheap, man. It's kinda sad. Feel tired. Night sky is beautiful these days. It's because the air is clear. Stars produce light by nuclear fusion. Visible planets reflect the star's light. That's not to say that one's superior to the other. They both have their own purposes. Life is the same way, though. It might be hard for you kids to understand that now. Have you heard the news that's going around now? The media makes it sound supernatural. Well, we experienced something supernatural in that last rank of Akinari's social link. But don't listen. That kind of rumor spreads every now and then. Like a drop of dye on a specimen. It'll die down soon. Stay up and listen to the lecture. Jack Devon's priest. It's like, I'm telling you, man, all that end of the world shit will be over by the end of the month. Because either the world would have ended, or we would have kicked Nix's ass and eventually the mountain. That's the end of the down, cats in the room.